Hello, folks. I am back with a product review. Actually, this is really a video response to Brian on the Go. Um, Brian on the Go, in case you didn't know who he is a really cool competition shooter. You need to check out some of his uh, shooting videos. Uh, all you have to do is put in the words Brian on the Go all together, and also sub to him if you like. There are a lot of really cool competition things that he does. I also like the one firearm he made. He calls it the Stormtrooper. So it's really cool stuff that he really does. But he requested to know what the of the sling that I was using. I have 4 videos of me in a training video for my Daniel Defense AR-15 pistol, and he wanted to know what type of sling. Unfortunately, the film was a little grainy, but it is what it is. So I wanted to give a close-up of what that sling looked like, and this is it. It is called the S2 Delta 2-point sling. I actually picked this up off of Amazon because it was I was kind of pressed for time, so it was pretty much a last minute thing since the class was coming up. So I ended up buying this, and this was actually $45 on Amazon. As you see here, that's the company logo, their website on here, and as you see, made in America. And this is a really good texture right here. It seems very durable. Uh, you'll see as I'm pulling this across, you'll see there's you can make adjustments for however you want to use this particular sling. Also, there are attachments right here, your QD attachments. Here's your other clamp attachments here. So if you have this on, all you would have to do is just press in and pull this out, and you'll be able to get the firearm off quickly or whatever you want to do for any particular type of adjustments. These QD points do lock, and which is a good thing. Now, I'm going to let you know up front that I'm not really familiar with slings that much because I'm just learning about slings, whether it's 2-point or single point sling. This is, like I said, this is a 2-point. This one's a single point. We'll get to that in a moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to show you what this looks like and how it connects onto a firearm. Stand by. Okay, I'm back here. I'm going to show you how this works on here. Forgive me, I am working with a camera phone, so what I'll do here is make the connection right here at the QD point right here. And it's just simple. You just place that in. And here's the other QD point here on this particular firearm, right with the Law Tactical brace. And that's all there is. Now, I mentioned to you that this is a lockable type of QD point here. If you want to adjust this in the different angle positions, you just press in, and then it locks in this position here. It won't move. Or if you want to move to a different position, let's say over here, it will lock in place over here. And that's one of the good parts about these QD point slings. Now, this is a 2-point sling, like I mentioned before. I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to try to put this on so you can see what it looks like with me on it from the view of you having it on. Stand by. Okay, folks, I have the sling on. I just wanted to let you see what it looks like from a view if you have the sling on itself. When I was firing, I was using this sling and doing some motions where you have to bring up the firearm and up to this particular level. There are a lot of different tricks with this that I learned in the class. You can actually put this around your neck like a necklace. So when you put this firearm here, it can easily be swapped over. And that's some of the advantages of a single point. But what I like about this is you can actually swing this back around, and if I had a firearm on this particular side, I can use my my firearm here, like my pistol here, and just draw from the holster here if I didn't want to use the AR-15. So this is one of the advantages with a 2-point sling. Like I said, I'm not very experienced with the slings, but this is a good example. Okay, now let's go on to the single point sling. This is a single point sling that is actually from Sig Sauer. And I guess they use this particular company, and you can see that right here. This is probably one of the companies that Sig does business with, and this is Armageddon gear. So they must have some type of contract with them. This is again, this is one of the features where you have your clip here and you can depress and separate. Now, I don't use this on the Daniel Defense one. I tried it. It wasn't a little bit comfortable, or I was doing something wrong. I think my lack of experience, but I actually didn't buy this for the Daniel Defense. I actually bought it for my Sig Copperhead and also my MPX, which I'm going to throw into the picture right now. And that's what I use it for. That's what I'm using it for. So I'm just going to pull this out. Sorry about that, I almost dropped the camera. And I'm just going to pull that out here. And you see there's a QD point right here. So all I have to do is just place this in, and it's pretty much no problems. One shot deal. Now, if I had a smaller 2-point sling, I could probably put one here and one at this QD point here. And again, it's like I said, I wanted to use this a single point sling. I'm kind of like experimenting with them. And again, I'm going to pause the camera so you can see how this looks. Okay, folks, as you see, I have it on, and right now, as you see, I'm using no hands. With this particular sling, there have been, I just read a lot of stuff and see a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't like the way these slings swing down because it can hit you in the groin or whatnot. There are some advantages with this particular sling, and there are some negatives. Like I said, I don't profess to know these particular things, but it is what it is. What it is. As you see here, no hands. The weight's not bad, and I can also, if I want to aim out, I can stretch this somewhat because this isn't a not rubberized, but kind of, well, like a rubber band wide sling. It's one of those slings where you can just stretch your arm out, especially if you don't have a brace on it. You're able to stretch that arm out and to be able to use this particular sling. Yeah, so like I said, I like these particular slings. I just have to learn a little more about them. This is pretty unique, especially if I wanted to have this in a shorter configuration, and like I said, stretch it out. And like I said, this is the company that when you order this from the Sig Sauer site, it comes from this particular company. And I believe this is about $65. Anybody out there that knows a little more about slings, I heard about the Magpul slings for the 2-point slings. A lot of people recommend Magpul. Like I said, I'm not familiar with their slings. I know Magpul is a very reputable company for their products. I do have some of their products. So if you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to comment and let me know, and I'll be able to check these out. Other than that, happy shooting, stay safe, #2A.